We in Kansas City are very, very sad today. What was a triumphant undertaking and party for us all and just celebration of neighborhood turned into a couple of drunks with guns. Not to be selfish, but I had a personal interest in this. SWEETSurvivor.com. We're based out of Kansas City. I live in Kansas City most of the time now. And I released a CD myself, Linda K. Gifford, A Bed for My Boots, just a few weeks ago. And it just hit iTunes, and I've been working really hard on a video documenting the Chiefs, because it's one of the songs, the first song on the CD is the Prairie Song, and I'm documenting the Chiefs because I thought, hey, there's a good analogy. The song's about my life on the prairie, you know, is what I call it, my life in the heartland. And I thought, well, it's got lilting flute and happy, happy, joy, joy. Here we are. So I've been documenting everything from the championship to, you know, making sure to get not just Taylor Swift, but Brittany Mahomes and everybody on camera, and putting together this video for Prairie Song. So my album's up there, but I was going to release this one video. And it's all made, except I was waiting for the rally. Not waiting, I was taking the rally footage when all hell broke loose. And I was not there. That's not what I'm saying. I was putting together footage while watching it from home. I was live streaming at 3, theoretically, and the parade was at 11, and at noon was the rally, and I was on my way there. I had the keys in my hand, but I've got a screwed up knee, and I decided I'll watch it on TV, even though it pains me because of my knee, rather than catch the shuttle at the zoo and go down and all that. And I'm glad I did now. But it leaves a lot of room for talk today. Like gun control, for one thing. Missouri is anybody can conceal carry without a license or permit, so long as they have not had that right taken away from them already. It may surprise many to find out that I am absolutely pro 12th Amendment. I'm very progressive and liberal, but I'm so 12th Amendment pro that I can't even call myself a Democrat, although I definitely will vote that way because of the current situation and who's gone apeshit crazy. But that's not the political... I grew up with 2 political parties that were argued about fiscal things, but we all agreed on the basics, like we all belong in the world, to part of NATO, we're going to defend the world, and everything going on right now. I'm jumping all over the place. I'm really shell-shocked from yesterday still, to tell you the truth. So yeah, finishing that story. So tell everyone I'm getting ready to go walk. You know, the rally ended, and I edited the last of my pictures I wanted to from that, and I'm going to take a walk down to the corner where there's all these bars and restaurants, and I was going to go to the sports bar and just catch the excitement and the happiness. And I'm getting ready to do that, literally lipstick on, keys in hand, and I hear in the background, I hear them talking on TV, which is still rolling live, that something's going on, that police are running in. And my son is in school to be a police officer right now, and has already been shot at 6 times in his first ride along. And I'm proud of him for his decision to serve and protect. But in fact, right now I think I'm almost prefer he'd be the one with the gun, to tell you the truth, because of the way society is. So again, drifting all over the place here, but nobody should have guns and drink. And we can't stop that. We can't stop people who have guns from drinking. So then we say, well, take all the guns away from people. Because some people are crazy, and some people are mentally ill, and some people are criminals, and some people drink when they have guns and shoot each other and a bunch of little children. And people enjoying a rally at the world's biggest sporting event celebration. Just under or over 1 million people were there. And I've been asked, so what? They didn't have any metal detectors? What? It's like, well, guess what? When societies come together big like this, you can't stop people flooding in from every part of a city. In a state where you don't even have to have a permit or a license to conceal carry. All you have to do is not be a felon or have something that says you can't have a gun and be of age. And you can carry it. And I carry in the state of Missouri. So I'm not dissing that. In fact, you know, not saying I could have done anything, but if I had had a gun, in fact, when I was leaving, I was deciding whether to take my .38 or my Glock. And one of the reasons I decided not to go at the last minute, besides the knee, was I felt that I didn't know if I could get in with a gun. And I was like, well, you don't want to have a gun there. Then I'm like, this is exactly where you want to have a gun. This is exactly where you need to have a gun. So between all of that, I was just like, I'm just going to watch it on TV. You know, I'm 5 miles away. And then I'll walk up to the corner where there's a huge party going on anyway. But I know you may argue, but if someone's standing next to him with a gun and pulled it out and shot him, and then there's all the, oh, could someone innocent get hurt? But you know what? 23 people got injured, and a beloved radio DJ here in Kansas City, mother of 2, light in the community, was also killed. And with her children watching. And 11 children were admitted to Children's Mercy Hospital, 9 with gunshot wounds, and 2 who were trampled by adults. I'm all for bringing kids to celebrations, and this was an afternoon. This should be a safe place. But how, under any circumstances, can able-bodied adults run over little children and leave them on the ground? And that did happen. Well, let's talk about the positive, because that was just the immediate aftermath, everybody panicking right in that circle. But after that, people started taking care of each other, and I'm really proud of, and let's focus on this. Let's focus on this instead of focusing on somebody got shot in Kansas City, because somebody gets shot everywhere all the time. And this is not a terrorist attack. This was not a Republican attack or a Democrat attack or a Taylor Swiftie attack. This was drunk people with guns inappropriately using them without discretion. So I think the real issue is, I don't know, what should we do? I don't know. Should we stop people? Should we allow police to stop inebriated people and search them? I'm almost there. I'm almost there. If you're obviously drunk, I think the police should have the right to stop you and see if you have a gun. Because people don't think clearly when they're thinking clearly. Some of them, a lot of them, much less when they have a gun. And they're shit-faced drunk. And as you can see from Jason Kelsey, no harm, I love ya. But shit-faced drunk was part of the fun going on, and that's why there were shuttles all over town and trying to, you know, people weren't drinking and driving because you could not drive into there. You could not. You had, unless you were at a hotel or something, everyone took public transportation. So, again, what do? Do we try to put up metal detectors to stop 1 million people, to search them from celebrating at a huge festival? Do we stop the festivals? Or do we focus on mental illness? And do we focus on reasonable gun laws, the kind that allow us to still protect ourselves? And again, I'm for carry. I don't want to live in a society where people carry guns. But when the bad guys do, I am going to also. And I do. And God forbid I'd ever have to be a hero, but I sure as hell wouldn't not take the opportunity to take down someone. And we'll talk to the law and the justice system later, because We all need to look out for each other. And unfortunately, it just feels like it or not, it's a defend yourself, it's arm yourself and defend yourself society now. I mean, that's what it is. If I don't arm myself, what am I going to do? I've already had 3 people trying to break into my house. When I had a toddler and an infant, I rescue women. I try to rescue women. I founded SWEETSurvivor. If you don't know who I am, I'm Linda K. Gifford. I'm a neurolinguistic practitioner. I survived 7 years of childhood sexual assault. And over time, 20 years of denial, 20 years of therapy, and a few years of pandemic and lockdown getting me to finally write the book. And also become a neurolinguistic practitioner. I work with people with C-PTSD, and that is my Spades program, and that's at YouTube on the same channel. Just go to the podcast section if you want to work through that, if you have C-PTSD related to childhood sexual assault. But this is Those Nasty Women. This is where I just want to get shit off my chest. And I am speaking to you as both a CSA survivor and as... Sometimes I'm speaking to you as a CSA survivor. Sometimes I'm speaking to you as one of my alters. Sometimes I'm speaking to you as a neurolinguistic practitioner. And sometimes I'm just kicking your ass because I'm pissed off. So that's what Those Nasty Women talk is all about. And thosenastywomen.com does go to lindakgifford.com, does go to sweetsurvivor.com, does go to sweetshoppinggroup.com. Please support us. We really need the help. And I just got started on here, but nobody's subscribing. It's $5 a month, and you control it yourself. You don't even have to wait for it. If you want to stop it, it's like, bing, instant. You want to start it, bing, you change the date, pause, cancel. The money goes to, like I said, back to where I was 3 home invaders breaking into my house. I pointed the shotgun at them before they got in the door, and they went away. But God knows what would have happened if I didn't. I would have preferred to have my my AR, because I don't know how many bullets I'm going to need. And I know that I'm a good guy, and I know that I'm not going to drink when I have a gun in my hand, or carrying one, or are training with one. You don't do that. These people running around with guns in their pockets at festivals, again, I'm not against concealed carry. But if you're going down there to get drunk, what the hell are you doing with a gun in your pocket? Because nobody thinks they're going to get there. Mental illness. That's the problem in this country. I hate to sound like a conservative, because I'm not. But I am a progressive liberal. But I'm telling you, liberals, you're going to lose this election for us. You're going to lose this election for us if you continue trying to nitpick about gun types. Nitpick about more aid for psychological things. No one's trying to defund the police. My son is in training to be a police officer right now. It's his lifelong goal, and I'm so proud of him. And nobody's trying to defund them. We're saying add a layer of call a mental health professional before things escalate. That takes money and funding. So it's not defunding. We're saying let's add funding, rearrange funding. Let's put a little bit of money into getting mental health crisis dealt with and help for people, or at least if they're just beyond help cycle, get them off the goddamn street before someone's shooting someone. So I have all the answers on surviving spades because I'm teaching a program here. I just want to get some crap off my chest, you know, and a lot of people can't believe that I carry a gun, and I'm like, I can't believe you don't. I can't believe you don't, frankly. Speaking of drinking, I am not carrying a gun, and I am at home, and I am supporting Boulevard, local Kansas City beer. And yesterday I showed, I don't have the box here right now. Oh, I got Christopher Elbow chocolates from George, my husband, and they are exquisite chocolates. I mean, each one is like laser printed or something, and glittery stuff and just geometric designs, and the inside is as great as the outside. So there was that at the end of the day, you know. But again, not sure where I'm going with this live stream. I'm kind of shell-shocked from yesterday. But I was recording, I started to say Prairie Song. I released my CD. That's what I was saying. I released my CD, A Bed for My Boots, and I'd really like it if you check it out. It's been on Spotify for like 3 weeks, almost a month, but it took till a couple days ago to get onto iTunes because they have a longer process. And of course, it's on my YouTube channel too. Little Girl is the start of everything. My book, I wrote the song Little Girl and did it. And that was long before I was confessing to what I did, and people wanted explanations, and all this started rolling. Now it's a book called Self-Talk, My Continuing Efforts to Survive Childhood Sexual Grooming and Assault, and my workshop program, and I'm publishing with Bradley Group soon, and they publish Chicken Soup for the Soul and Kelly Ann's Bone Broth Diet and Rich Dad Poor Dad, and they're going to do my publicity. And so things are really about to roll, and we need your help still, because it's still a pay-to-play thing. So if you would please donate $5 a month to the Sweet Survivor Rescue Fund. I think there's probably a donate button on screen. I don't know. Should be. There's a lot of bad in the world, and I used to just bitch about all of it for the first few years of live streaming in a pandemic. And I was writing essays before that and posting them online just because I do that thing. Daughter of a preacher. And now I just want to make a difference in this world. That's all. And I know that I can't focus on everything. So I have found my niche. No longer do I just talk about politics and all that. I kind of niched out into my experience. I was sexually groomed and assaulted and raped and commoditized and trafficked for 7 years of my life. I call sharing being trafficked. And it was a mind-bending thing to understand that I was victimized and how, and to realize the ways that I didn't experience physical pleasure, and the learning to open those doorways and becoming happily married and blissfully, like, this is all great. And yesterday we were making a joyous end, the joyous last shots, the end of the rally, and the parade to add on to the video that's already got the whole chronology of, you know, of the Chiefs winning the championship, winning the game, the people, the fans, the stars attending, the wives, and now I don't know how to proceed. Now I don't know how to proceed, because that was going to be the video for Prairie Song, and now it's so sad. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to... Should I just continue to make it and just leave it at the end of the rally before the shots were fired? I sure can't add in ambulances and children crying, being led by police officers trying to find their parents, and then ducking back into cover. They're on their way. Everyone was supposed to meet at Union Station to be unified, right? And so they're on their way there, and then shots are fired again, and everyone's undercover. These little kids being led by the hand by police officers, crying, and they were going to get you somewhere safe. We're going to go here and get you somewhere safe. And it's like, no, duck again, you know? It's just like, ah! And then shots at the southeast corner by the parking garage at Weston Hotel, and everyone's like trying to evacuate that area. Then they're like, no, 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 go back. And I don't want the children to experience this. I don't want their joy of gathering together socially ruined. You're not going to take guns. Liberals, you're not going to, and I'm a liberal, you're not going to take guns away from the whole populace, and you're going to lose the moderate and the swing vote if you don't focus on abortion, focus on human rights, focus on Israel, Hamas, focus on humanitarian aid, focus on what the hell is going on and everything else. Because whether I'm right or you're right, you're not going to get the guns out of the hands. You're going to lose the moderate vote, and we can't afford that right now. We can't afford that in America. So, whew. After everything that Trump is saying, I would start training. And I would just pray to God you never, ever, ever have to use it. And vote like your life depended on it, because it does. Because it does. And as far as Kansas City, let's wrap up here. Kansas City. I used to live in Lawrence, Kansas. I went to college there. One of the colleges. I went to a lot of colleges. I studied creative writing and meteorology there. After I studied broadcast production, mass media in Orangeburg and Cape Girardeau. And then studied film production at Mizzou, and then studied interpersonal and organizational communications and Middle Eastern studies at SIU. I'd like to go to school. I like to go to school. That's what I'm saying. But I always said I'm coming back to Kansas City. I'm coming back to Kansas City or Lawrence for 30 years. I even told my children, when you get raised, I'm going back to Kansas City. And a year and a half ago, I started living here. You know, I'm kind of going back and forth between Springfield and Kansas City. But I'm here more than half the time now. I consider it my home. And it is the most wonderful. There's so much art and culture, but also peace. There's music, there's jazz, there's history, there's luxury if you're into that. There's everything. And it's a great place. And people get drunk and shoot them up all over the place. I'm sorry it happened here, but I was also not at all surprised. I mean, a major sporting event, and right now it's a copycat shoot 'em up world. And that's what we have to fix. So, I love Kansas City. I like the Chiefs a lot. There's a whole lot of love going around. I feel for everybody, all the players, all the people. I'm sorry for the lady who lost her life, our radio DJ, who was also a just good mover and shaker in the community. Seems like a lot of those get taken out. Having lost Emma Schaefer this year, who was someone who grew up with my children, attended Peace Camp with my children, attended Isles Gifted School with my children, and went off to become a graduate of the new school in New York in urban planning. And she was on boards and just in Springfield, Illinois, mover and shaker, and she was stabbed to death this summer, and he got away. She was stabbed to death by an illegal immigrant who was in jail. He was supposed to be deported, but he was caught in a legal loophole, and he fooled us all. He fooled us all, and I am absolutely pro-immigration. So, again, these issues are complicated. And if we're going to work them out, we need to find our humanity again. We need to find our humanity for each other and stop fighting about this and that and stop killing each other and arguing about bullshit. Let's make everybody healthy. Let's make everybody have a home and food and medicine. And no, that's not socialism. If you don't like socialistic ideas, then go rip out all the stop signs and burn down all the hospitals, and all of that is socialism. You're already trying to take out, some people are already trying to take out the public school system. God forbid we should all have access to accurate information and science. If that's the direction that this country is going, we won't last long. And historically speaking, I'm not even sure if we can. I am a student of history all the way back to the separation of humans and mushrooms from plants. You know, we're actually more related to mushrooms than plants are. Whole other thing. Hominids, how they form, where they spread, civilization. I've been studying this with ever-growing intensity for years. And what I'm seeing, how in the hell are 50 states, I'm getting the states' rights here, that's where I'm going with this. How in the hell are 50 United States with different laws all fighting each other about ethics and morals and who should be here and who should not and who can practice what religion, and how are, we're already going to, now we can teach what we want in our public schools, we can remove literature, you can teach in your neck of the woods just what you want to your family. I mean, is this going to do anything but take down the country? No. And can we stop it? I don't know. I'm sure going to try, but I honestly don't know. Because unless we agree that everybody in America should have the same rights, we're going to go to civil war. That's what I think. Speaking of human rights, can you please stop killing the children? Can you please stop killing people who are trapped? Can you please stop standing on ideological differences? I'm not pointing my finger at anybody, and I am pointing it at everybody. Can you please stop trapping people in Gaza and work something out? And will you please fight for that? And for God's sake, please start a $5 donation to Sweet Survivor. I'm exhausted, and I am going to call it a weekend. I'll see you next week. Oh, last thing. Go Chiefs, because you know what? Fans tackled the third gunman that they got. The fans took him down. They saw him going. They didn't get out of the way. They took him down. Good tackle. Bye. This one's so hard, it never wants to end. Hang on. Okay.